Though the grime of time grew thick over the sweet recollections, fond reminiscences speak to us in ways that cannot truly be undone. Like water in the stream, my mind tries to let the images disappear. I stretch myself to retain nothing, but each time I try, my effort and mind fails, as foggy reminders ambush me at every corner of life's unknown trails. Looking through a stack of faded photos feels like yesterday it seemed. Strolling by the park, stopping on the narrow bridge by the stream, our smiling faces reflect on the water, but the stream kept none of it. Like the water in the stream, my mind tries to let the images disappear, but the fire of love sears deep through the soot of all those long-lost years. Those are some of the images that left a lasting impression of her. They sink to the bottom of my subconscious mind, like a rock on water, except that from time to time, the memories rise to the surface again. Like the water in the stream, my mind tries to let the images disappear, but always, I am softened into accepting myself as a soul-forged lover. Life seems to know how to slow time and space to what it wants to be. There are things contained within its bosom which we do not foresee. It shows us only what it wants, in its own time and in its own unique ways. Seem it has a particular hold on me and refuses my heart or its sway, from the contemplation of the one I loved and from my soul each day. Though the dust of time grew thick over the sweet recollections, fond reminiscences speak to us in ways that cannot truly be undone. Like water in the stream, my mind tries to let the images disappear. I stretch myself to retain nothing, but each time I try, my efforts and mind fails, as blurred reminders ambush me at every corner of life's winding trail. The night is approaching. It will be here soon as my body protests. I can feel its feet advancing as my anxious heart trembles in distress. What uncertainty does it behold? What emptiness does it possess? What feelings of loneliness will the blue darkness bring, more or less? What insecurities has this day concocted to be revealed in fright? What feeling of loss will follow in the soft footsteps of this night? How heavy will be the bounty of pain? How much can I really sustain? What anxieties will come to play on the landscape of my mind again? Will I be able to rest? Will the weight grow too heavy for my chest? Will there be enough tears for the night? Will the river reach its crest? The night is approaching. It will be here soon as my body protests. I can feel its feet advancing as my anxious heart trembles in distress. Is she thinking of me? Or does she roam free in the eyes of someone, using the night to conceal our pledge of love that has come undone? Is she shivering in distress, trapped in the stranglehold of our bond, fastened to the vows that were started a long time ago and beyond? Do I shudder until the other side of midnight, when the time is right, bound in the grip of her essence, waiting for the agony to subside? Do I have to plead with the gods to ease my plight? Or do I take a bow, as love with scanty loyalty seems to be the way of relationships now? The night is approaching. It will be here soon as my body protests. I can feel its feet press on as my anxious heart trembles in distress. What uncertainty does it behold? What emptiness does it possess? What feelings of loneliness will the blue darkness bring, more or less? Love and I forsook each other, progressed our separate ways, which sat me adrift into lonesome nights and wandering days. In retrospect, desire, it seemed, had grabbed me by the neck and violently shook me up until I became an emotional wreck. It took me off my 2 feet, then swung me around and around. Then it tossed me up high and watched me fall to the ground, as if it was there to teach me lessons of life and of love unfound. And so each night I lie in bed and let my thoughts wander, as my mind delights itself in memories of our passion from yonder, the depth of our kisses, the devouring of our passionate longings, the inferno of fire in which our bodies violently melted as one, as my soul yielded to her soul's divinity without any conditions. But this agitated my heart, and I had to shift my thoughts away as the reminiscences took hold, and the memories had me trapped and did not allow the essence of my being outside of our hankering. As my thoughts scanned our many rebirths to define who we were, it rushed back into our past and into the future to feed its hunger. My soul grabbed onto the love it had, for this was all that mattered. Each night I struggled to prevent my body from pining for her touch, while the world saw this body as a person in me. This me was in reality a body that was on fire from the inside out, a body that consistently insists that it patiently exists for her alone. Even as I closed my eyes, I still sought her image, for love is the power of creation itself, the nurturer of our divine life. It is not a chooser, or does it seek to create victors and losers? Tormented by the prospect that our bodies will not meet as one again, I am comforted by the churning of the universe and its uncertainty, that somehow, in this perpetual construct of life in which we all flow, in the next rebirth, or in the later 1,000 revivals that will follow, this unpredictable cosmic script has scribed our paths to cross again.